News Radio WRVA, the voice of Virginia.
From Capitol Square to City Hall, Rich Herrera is asking the questions we want asked.
This is Richmond's Morning News with Rich Herrera on News Radio WRVA.
All right, thanks for joining us, everybody. It's News Radio WRVA. It is 6:33 this morning on this Wednesday, July 15th. I can't believe we're already in the middle of July. I guess maybe that just means I'm getting older. I always used to hear my parents go, "Oh, I can't believe it's the summer when you're a kid flies by," because you can't wait to you don't want to go back to school. So you're like, "Oh, I can't wait for summer to get here. Oh, this summer is going way too fast." Now I'm that guy who says, I can't believe it's already done. Before you know it, kids will be going back to school. I guess the one nice thing is today's ACC Media Day, I believe. And Media Day goes on. And so maybe that means we're getting closer to college football. So I'm good with that. All right. I wanted to update you on what I'm starting to see, which is a bunch of finger pointing, hand wringing, which is what government's really good at. So what's going on with that Chesterfield dump that has wastewater that's potentially toxic? And we brought this up. It's the Shoesmith landfill in Chesterfield County, carrying about 65,000 gallons of wastewater. So somehow they said, you can't release this over here. You can't do that. Okay. So I have all this wastewater. It rains. The garbage starts to decompose. It leaks into the ground. They don't want it getting into the rivers. They don't want it getting into the waterways. So the company that had that landfill has gone bankrupt, and now it's in a trustee, and they don't have enough money to seal it up and make it all good. So they're having to take that water, it's called leachate, to a plant that will cleanse it and then release it into the wastewater. So there's a couple places they've been sending them. One has been here in Richmond to the Shamrock Environmental Corporation. They said that, we can't just let this water leak into the river, so we've got to do something to stop this. So that's what they've been doing. And it's just a temporary. It's going to cost, I don't know how many millions and millions of dollars to fix this thing. But the city of Richmond and Scott Morris, who's the director of the city's Department of Public Utilities, he's the guy that they brought in to help clean up the water treatment plant that had failed over a year ago. We had the big water disaster. He now says, nope, you cannot bring that awful water into Richmond and treat it. He tells the people at Shamrock, that's against your permit and you're not allowed to do that. So now this leachate from the landfills is quote unquote expressly excluded from what the facility is allowed to dump. And if the plant does it, you'll get fined $33,000 a day, or you can go to jail. City of Richmond did not give a comment to the Richmond Times-Dispatch. Republic Services, who had been taking this wastewater and cleaning it and then releasing it, says they're not talking right now either. So now we have this wastewater that we're going to have to ship further out. It's going to raise the cost of this. And again, nobody from the EPA has come up with a master plan. The governor's office has not come up with a master plan. I don't see anything coming out of Chesterfield County as far as executives coming up with a master plan. The only thing I see is what government does really good. Hey, let's throw some money at it. Let's take $11 million out of the budget and dump that in there and just put a Band-Aid over it instead of coming up with, hey, here's what it's going to cost to fix it. Here's what it's going to cost to clean it all up. Here's where we're going to find the money. Let's get to work. That's why government is so inefficient. Oh, we've got an issue. Okay, well, let me just give you $11 million. See how that will tide you over. I almost feel sometimes like lawmakers look for ways to continue to have to find a job and have a reason for their job. Because if you clean it all in once, then we're done. Okay, we move on to the next thing. If it becomes an ongoing thing, well, then I could say, listen, I'm here to fight against this. But we're going to keep an eye on this. I mean, Sturdivant's done everything he can. He's told leaders, you know what, let's try to figure this thing out. The priority has got to be let's fix that leachate water so it doesn't get into the river. But we eventually have to have a plan to fix this. Otherwise, we're just going to keep throwing money, good money after bad, just to solve the problem instead of fixing the core issue. You want to comment? Feel free. 833-804-1140. But we told you we're going to stay on top of the story, and I wanted to make sure I brought that up for you. But I was also thinking about this, folks, that the governor said they were rolling out this solar panel idea that we're going to get solar, put it on homes. This is going to be great. Everybody's going to be so excited about this. Hey, Dave, how old is Tesla? Like, when did people start driving Teslas? What, 10 years ago?
I think it's been longer than that. It's maybe
Okay.
closer to 15.
Okay, 15 years ago. So those original Teslas with those lithium batteries are going to die out pretty soon, right? I would think. When everybody was running to get an electric car, did anybody think, what about those lithium batteries they use? How toxic will those be? And where are we going to dump them when they start to break down? Same thing's being asked right now for solar panels. The original solar panels that we put on, they have a lifespan of about 20 years, 20, 25 years maybe. They're not forever. They will degrade, and then eventually we're going to have to figure a way to dump them. So I wonder, will we be having the same conversation 25 years from now? Once we put all these solar panels on top of our homes, like the governor wants, and then all of a sudden, when these panels start going bad and we've got to replace them, where are we going to put them? Are we going to put them in another landfill? And 25 years from now, we'll be talking about the leachate that'll come out of that dump with all these solar panels and these electric car batteries that we've been rushing to get to. I wanted to bring this up. I tried to do the math yesterday in my head, but we ran out of time on the show. So I was talking about these solar panels that the governor thinks are a great idea. And I'm all for solar. I think solar is great, but solar is just a small, minutia part of this energy problem that we have. And again, instead of figuring out, hey, we don't have enough electricity, let's build more power plants. Hey, we need more electricity. Let's find ways to generate better, efficient electricity. But instead, we're going to take that Democratic playbook and go, solar will solve all of our problems. It doesn't solve your problems in a place where there's sunshine just about every day, like, I don't know, Arizona, California, Nevada. Why would it work here where we have days where we have weeks where we'll go without sun? So the governor says by doing this, you'll save $2,000 a year on your electric bill. You might. But what's the real cost of all of this? So I talked to my brother yesterday, and I asked him about the solar panels because my mom and dad had solar panels on their house. I think they're the first ones that got them in our family. My sister has them on hers. My brother has them on his. And I said, well, how does it work? So I talked to him, and then I went and did some research. So let me break down this claim that you're going to save $2,000 on electricity. You might. But there's 3 ways that you're going to put those solar panels on your house. You're either going to pay for them yourself, and you're going to have to stroke a check for $20,000 to $25,000 out of your pocket to put the solar panels on to get that immediate $2,000 savings from Dominion Energy, but you had to put out $25,000 to get it. So it's going to take you about 12 and a half years to get your money back if all goes right. So let's break down whether you'll really see a $2,000 saving net for your house. So if you pay cash, do you immediately save your $2,000? Yeah, but then you have to recover that $25,000 that you spent out of your pocket to do that. I don't know a lot of people that have $25,000. Dave, do you have $25,000? Just stroke a check, put solars on top of everything?
No, I don't have $25,000
Okay.
just laying around not doing anything.
Yeah, see, you and I are just not helping out this thing at all. Okay, so let's say then you finance it. So if I finance that $25,000 payment in a loan, probably takes about 15 years to pay it off, right? 7%. It'll cost you $225 a month over the life of that loan, you'll pay roughly $40,000 if you finance it. Your electric bill will fall by $2,000, but your solar payments are nearly $2,700 per year. So do I break even there? No. After a while, maybe 15 years. And again, those solar panels are good for
1 minute.
20 to 25 years. And they'll continue to downgrade after you get past the first decade and a half. So if you do it with financing, it's going to cost you $40,000 and you'll still be paying that off plus the interest. The third party option is called the free installation. Panels aren't free. Solar company owns them. You sign a lease and agree to buy the electricity they produce for 20 to 25 years. But they produce that energy during the day when a lot of people aren't home. What do they do with that energy? Well, you're not using it. They sell it back to Dominion or the electric company. When you come home, if you don't have a battery, you pretty much have to go back onto the grid immediately. So maybe you save money during the day with your refrigerator or whatever is going on during the day. But when you're home watching TV, there's no sun to draw from your solar panels. So you're back on the grid anyway. You save a little bit of money, but that third-party installer makes the money. The finance company makes money. The solar company receives long-term stream of payments, and it owns the equipment and kind of receives all the benefits of it. You may see a little bit off your utility bill, but you don't own the panels. You're just basically renting your roof for somebody else to put solar panels on there to collect that electricity, sell it back to Dominion. So to have that claim that you're going to save $25,000 or $2,000 on your electric bill. Yeah, but your net savings is negligible by just going to solar. I just want to point that out because that's the way they sell solar. This is the greatest idea in the whole wide world. And then when people get into it, like, I'm not saving all this money. In fact, I'm having to pay extra money out. That doesn't make any sense. So I just wanted to bring that up because, again, every bad idea they have in California seems to make its way here to Virginia quicker than we really thought. Your thoughts on all of this? 833-804-1140, 833-804-1140, the number for you to join us. All right, today's program brought to you in part by Greer Financial Group. Michael Greer. You can reach him at 804-427-7784, 804-427-7784, or GreerFinancialGroup.com. So what does he do? Well, he helps you get ready for your retirement. How does he do that? By staying on top of everything, including what your future needs are. Your family grows. Let's say when you start putting money aside, like, I want to make sure I take care of my grandkids' college education. Well, that was great when your oldest son got married, and then your daughter got married, and then your youngest got married, and then they started having kids, and all of a sudden, well, I thought, I put this aside, and I have the enough money for one kid, but now you got 7 grandkids. Did you sit down with your financial advisor and have that conversation? Chances are you didn't. But if you worked with Michael Greer, chances are guaranteed you would, because he's going to ask you, what are your goals and when life changes? That's what a fiduciary does. He works for you. Give him a call, 804-427-7784, 804-427-7784. Find him online at GreerFinancialGroup.com. Fee-based advisory services processed through and supervised by Rise Wealth Partners, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisory firm.
When you see Woodfin, you think heating and cooling, or maybe plumbing, or electrical. But Woodfin does so much more, like crawl space encapsulation, air duct cleaning, insulation work, even dryer vent cleaning. For healthy solutions for your home, trust the company voted Best of Richmond. Trust Woodfin. We really are your home team.
Woodfin. Richmond trusts us. Let our experts find what fits your family at Appliances on Lakeside.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
All right, it is 6:48 this morning, 6:49 actually on News Radio WRVA. Let's take a look at traffic from the MyInsuranceFactor.com Traffic Center, the official insurance of News Radio WRVA.
95, 295 and 64 are currently incident-free. No problems on Chippenham Parkway, 288 of the Downtown Expressway. Right now, no collisions, stalled vehicles, or any problems on the side streets. With traffic, I'm Kevin Casey.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
Back to school starts now. Get the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core from $699. Find yours at Dell.com/deals.
Okay, today's weather report has a high of 97, currently 71 degrees at Capitol Square. Wind gusts will be 7 miles an hour, sunny all day. Thursday, 97, Friday, 94, Saturday, some rain in the forecast. That's your weather at 6:49 for the personal injury attorneys of Cravens Knoll Weather Center on News Radio WRVA. All right, Gary, I didn't mean to impugn you and put words in your mouth, but I know you are not a hot dog fan.
I am not, and I didn't even hear you talk about that.
Okay,
so.
just listen, listen, we are all about full transparency. I told everybody you're anti-hot dog.
I'm not against other people eating them.
Okay, so you're not going to look at me if I have a hot dog eating contest.
Absolutely not. Matter of fact, Linda loves hot dogs.
That's why your wife.
I know, she's a keeper.
You got sports.
Yes, I do. The Major League Baseball All-Star game last night won by the National League 4-0 as 11 pitchers combined on a 3-hit shutout and struck out 15. Dylan Cease struck out the side in the first inning and got the win. Christopher Sanchez gave up 3 runs in the first inning and took the loss. Cody Bellinger had a 2-run single in that first and was named the game's MVP. The Major League Baseball second half begins tomorrow with the Mets and Phillies. Everybody else gets back to action Friday, as do the Squirrels, who end the break with a homestand. Carmax Park, Erie. That's Friday evening at Carmax Park. ACC Football Media Days begins today and runs through Friday in Charlotte. Miami is expected to be the league favorite. Virginia Tech full of optimism with new coach James